Shout out to the Daily wrap-up crew. They left this comment saying that black women are the only ethnic group of women on this earth who brag about how much they don't need a man. And the sad thing is that is so very true.
In the opening clip of this video, this woman talks about black women being the only race of women who says that they don't need their men. And even though other races of women may be on the eminence tip with an F, trying to tell how they are disillusioned by their men, at the end of the day, all of those women fall in line behind their men. Look at some of the most terrible politicians we have. Look at some of the most terrible men that are out there. And who is behind them? They're women. Only group that doesn't have their women fully behind them are black men in the black community. What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I am your host, Sean C. Today we're going to review a video of this black woman talking about how the elder black women have let the subsequent generation of black women down by not fully telling them the truth and not fully teaching them the things that they really know in order to be the type of woman that is needed for the sustainability and the survivability of the black community. Do me a favor, hit that like button. And with that being said, let's get started.
I can remember being young and just hearing women speak in passing, whether I'm out with my family, or I specifically remember being out with my granny some places and hearing women speak to me, telling me that don't depend on no man for nothing, and make sure you independent, go to school, find you a good career, this, that, and the third. I cannot recall hearing any woman, any elder black woman telling me to focus on finding a husband and how to be a good woman to a man. I ain't never heard it.
The reason that this woman has never heard an elder woman in the black community talking about how to be a good wife, how to be a support system for a black man, the reason why they are pushing out women to not need men is because a lot of these women now, if you go and look it up, a lot of these women do not have husbands. A lot of these women are on the verge of dying alone. And misery loves company. But the reason that they never passed that down is because these women fell for the girl power movement back in the 60s instead of being the support system for their men, especially in all of the tough times that happened at the onset of the girl power movement. You have to understand that we lost leaders. Then you add on the Reaganomics of the 80s, throw in there the crack epidemic, the crime of the 90s. So there is culpability on both sides. But the elder women of yesteryear who did not teach these women that were the first domino that fell. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that the women that are in my family are all old and they are alone. And they had multiple opportunities to settle with men, but they chose to go their own way, and now they'll end up dying alone.
And so it's crazy to me it's universal. We all know that black women are the group of women who constantly let it be known that they don't need a man. They don't need black men. It's nothing black men can do for them, and all this other nonsense that they say, right? So with that being said, if we all know that that is universal, how is it that you can blame a black man for not protecting black women if he know that anything that he does for black women would never be appreciated?
Men are not going to look after anyone, man or woman, who isn't going to have his best interests in mind, who isn't going to appreciate the man that he is. He is not going to sacrifice himself in his life for a woman that is not appreciative of his actions and his abilities, the things that he has to go through. See, men have to take the time and they have to build themselves up into the man that they want to be. We don't just get to be pretty. We don't get to have anybody just take care of us. Most of us have to go out and do something, because if we don't, the stakes are high. No one's going to care after us, particularly if you were a black man. No one gives a damn. So we have to go out there and put in the work. Women will overlook the good men that are doing what they're supposed to do for a guy like a Pookie or a Ray Ray. Pookie and a Ray Ray gives the minimal effort but gets the most attention. Whereas you could be a good man, working hard, going to work every day, doing everything that so-called your woman requires of you, and it's still not good enough. And men are seeing that. They're seeing men fail and they want nothing to do with it.
If he knows that anytime he tries to do something as simple as holding the door open for a black woman, she will look at him up and down like with the attitude and let it be known like she's not appreciative. She don't say thank you. Her face be scrounged up. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. So if y'all want black men to protect black women, so y'all say, y'all need to change y'all home demeanor. Y'all need to change y'all attitude. But until then, I can honestly say I don't think black men are gonna go out of their way to protect black women, because black women can be very mean and nasty and negative and just be completely and utterly unappreciative for anything that a black man does if it does not involve money. That's the only time she would be nice and soft and feminine, if it involves money. If a man is paying a bill or taking care of her kid, whatever the case may be, if it involves money, she'd be appreciative then. But if it's something small, she would be a complete bitch and have an attitude and be nasty. It's just, it's universal. We all know that. So ladies, if y'all want to see a change, y'all need to be the ones who change if you want black men to change as well.
Let me say that this video isn't to bash black women. It is not. Contrary to what you might think, what you might hear, it is to foster the idea of change. If you want to see a different outcome, you have to be different. And that goes for both men and women. So black women have to make a choice. Do you really want to get your men back, or do you not care at all? From the guys that I'm talking to, a lot of them don't even believe it. You have women coming on social media talking about soft girl era, acting soft because they feel like they can manipulate a man to get the outcome that they want. And men just don't trust modern Western women. Not even just black women, but men just don't trust modern Western women, period. Because a lot of men are taking who they are, taking their value, taking who they are as a man, and they're going elsewhere. And right now, from what I can see, unless something drastically changes, there's gonna be very little to stop it.